Well, India hosts the AI Impact Summit. In fact, Prime Minister Modi's vision for 2047 now has been outlined. India should be amongst the top three, is what we are getting to hear from the Prime Minister. He says AI is at a civilizational inflection point and tech must serve humanity, not replace it. AI must accelerate, says the Prime Minister, global development. India should be amongst top three AI powers. AI to power Viksit Bharat 2047 vision as well. The Prime Minister says that we are building infra skills for AI era as well. Need global compact, in fact, on AI safety as well. The Prime Minister has also said that AI is going to be creating new job opportunities. Aatmanirbhar Bharat remains India's writing in its own code. Well, in fact, this is the big breaking news that we are getting for you. India aims to be the AI superpower, and this is what the Prime Minister has said. He's laid out the vision for not just now, but for 2047, saying that AI is going to make India the big superpower, and this is going to be part of the larger vision. However, the Prime Minister has also talked about harnessing the power of AI to ensure that this is going to be aligned with Viksit Bharat's vision of 2047. Let me go across to Srinjoy, sir, Srinjoy, who's joining us with all the details on this. Srinjoy, you must explain to us the message behind the Prime Minister's 2047 and how AI should be harnessed responsibly at that to be aligned with the larger vision.
Yes, there are two things here that have to be looked at. First, what the Prime Minister is saying is basically a form of encouragement. He is basically saying we have to be number three by 2047, which gives us roughly about 20 years. Now the Americans are quite far ahead. The Chinese are a little way behind. But there's a huge gap after that. And that is a gap that India can aspire to fill. And this is the encouragement that comes from the PM. PM is saying we can be number three. We can be number three when we are a developed country in 2047. That is his message. Now it's up to the government and it's up to the private sector to work on it. Basically, people have to take that message and say, okay, let us see what we can do and let us see what we can do in the next 20 years. That's really the big message. Now what we know is that there are lots of Indians who are working in Bangalore, some for Google, working for Gemini, and doing a brilliant job. Now, if some of them could also be a part of the Indian system, then clearly there is a chance for India to be number three.
Well, this is going to be an important one, Srinjoy, isn't it? Why does it ensure that India will be placed right in the center of this AI revolution? And this, as we were just discussing, we are also looking at checks and balances about how AI may just be replacing humans, the job situation as well.
Yes, as far as AI is concerned, a lot of things are being said about it. And the important thing is that every day AI is actually changing. It's getting more and more important and also more sophisticated. Now, as a result, the human race has to be prepared for it. That's the first thing. Secondly, there is, as you have seen, a digital divide in this country. And in the world, there are some countries which are far above other countries when it comes to digital issues. Now, one reason why we have this AI summit is to ensure that all countries can benefit from AI and all countries can fight off the technical problems that could cause harm to the human race and even small things like job loss and so on. Now, let's not forget that historically you've had steam, which led to the Luddite movement. Then you had the internet, then you had computers and so on. This one is a bigger game changer. So the world has to get together and say, okay, this is AI, these are the benefits, these are the challenges, let's get together and get things done. Now, how much that will happen, how much that is possible, how far that will go, how close all the countries will be, actually remains to be seen.
Enjoy. This is an interesting bit which is coming in from the Prime Minister when he says AI is at a civilizational inflection point. That tech must serve humanity, not the other way around, not to replace it. Significance of this.
Yes, that's a very significant point, because already there are people here who are talking about how the computer in Stanley Kubrick's 2001 A Space Odyssey. Let's not forget that. But there is also a point here. Both there is a huge possibility of great good coming from AI. There is also a possibility of the human race being at risk. Now, this is a moment in history when the people of the world have to get together, is what the PM is saying, and ensure that we benefit from AI as opposed to lose the war against it.
Well, in fact, let me go across to Pragya. Pragya, this is very interesting. The Prime Minister here is not just talking about how AI should be used, but how AI should be aligned with his vision for 2047, saying that by then India must be, should be amongst the top 3 AI global superpowers. How significant is it going to be to ensure the vision that he has today?
Absolutely, Meghna. It is very significant because Prime Minister, though officially is scheduled to speak at AI Summit on 19th, but if you look at the Prime Minister's activities, throughout the summit, he is speaking on AI every day. And he has a vision for AI, and he also believes that India can lead the path. And this is exactly the reason why he has spoken about AI today. And in fact, the fact that Prime Minister is very cognizant of the fact that technology cannot replace humanity. He is emphasizing each and every time he's speaking about AI that while remaining deeply human-centric, we need to accelerate the global development in AI. It needs to be human-centric, Meghna. And in fact, that is the focal point of Prime Minister as well. He is emphasizing the need of technology. He is emphasizing on the need of technology for a global development, but it needs to be human-centric as well. He also is, having a vision that India should be among top 3 AI superpowers, and that is probably the reason why Prime Minister is speaking about AI throughout the summit, which also makes it very important because Prime Minister office is very, focused on how AI should work and how India should lead in Aatmanirbhar Bharat in ANI. In fact, Prime Minister also speaks about India AI mission, that India is ensuring that the code reflects values, serves people, and position India as a responsible AI leader. Very significant, Meghna. Responsible AI leader, because this is the challenge that the globe, the world is facing right now. It has become a global challenge. Challenges with AI, security, with deep fakes, etc., becoming a major hurdles in way of AI being used for the welfare and well-being of people. It becomes very significant that every nation becomes a responsible AI leader. And the vision of Prime Minister is also that the kind of the policy that will be drafted in India about AI, that could become a very model for every country to imitate it, to ensure that AI is not misused across the world. Prime Minister also says that India has remained committed to strengthening every effort by talented youth to make AI a force multiplier. There are various segments here in AI Summit, Meghna. One is AI for her, and one is Yuva, which is AI for youth. So Prime Minister is really focusing and knowing that youth is, an aspirational youth. They have ideas, they have suggestions, they are coming up with startups. And, this becomes a very...
AI is about future. And as here on Times Now, we are saying the future is now. In fact, let me go across to Hina Gambhir also, who's joining us on the broadcast. Well, Hina, this is something that Pragya has also spoken about. When we are talking about using AI responsibility, the Prime Minister has been very categorical about it. He's spoken about the deep fakes in the past as well, saying that he himself has been a victim of these deep fakes. Some of them are so convincing that one would imagine that they are real. He's been very vocal about it. And there are laws in India, digital laws in India, which have been put in place, because we are not just looking at today. we are looking at building the future and also regulating AI.
Well, absolutely. Deepfake, of course, is a very important aspect that you've touched upon. But I was just looking at this interview. It's quite a comprehensive interview of the Prime Minister. And he actually is giving a vision for AI for India. Remember, the biggest worry that people, not just in India, but across the world have with respect to AI, that it's going to take away our jobs. And he has addressed that particular issue very nicely in this particular interview. And that's what I would like to touch upon for our viewers. He has said for centuries there have been fears that innovation and technological revolutions are going to eliminate jobs. Yet history teaches us that whenever innovation happens, new opportunities emerge. The same is going to be true in the age of AI. But that does not mean it will happen on its own. It will require a lot of policy support, a lot of government support, and of course industry support as well. And on that aspect, Prime Minister Modi has said that preparation is the best antidote to fear, and that is why we have been investing in skilling and reskilling our people for an AI-driven future. Even as the world has gathered here in the national capital to discuss the future of AI, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, as the leader of this country, sharing with its people what India's goals really are. We need not fear this new technology, the new future that's going to be dominated by AI. We need to embrace it because it brings immense opportunities. He said it needs to be inclusive, it needs to empower citizens, and he's also given a very clear goal that India needs to be among top 3 superpowers when we become Viksit by 2047.
Well, in fact, one of the interesting things that Prime Minister Modi has also said, and we are getting more and more excerpts of it, is that my vision is that India should become amongst the top 3 AI superpowers globally, not just in the consumption of AI, but in its creation as well. But more significantly, he has also said that Aatmanirbhar Bharat in AI means India writing its own code for the digital century as well. So it's not just a push for AI, it's a push for India to be put in the very middle, in the very hub of AI creation. Not just consumption, creation as well. This is part of the larger vision document for 2047. Thank you so much, Hina, as well as Stringjoy, for putting all of that into perspective. Without a short break, don't go anywhere.